Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hi, ass Jackie Bros.
I'm done, Lap. Welcome to the Red State Update podcast.
Yeah.
For the week of August 19th, 2013.
Yeah.
I like to give people the date.
It helps, if you listen to an old one. I don't think we said the dates on any of them except for this one, but that's good. I think that's a good habit to get into. Is just, what time is it?
Oh, shit. It's 5:35 p.m. Tennessee time.
Yeah. That's on a Sunday. That's about time we wind things up here at the store. Yeah.
And we'll have this ready to go up. Midnight
so
Eastern time.
They ain't getting it live. It ain't like you.
No.
It ain't like a radio or nothing like that.
No.
Yeah.
So let's recap. It's for the week of August 19th, 5:35 in the p.m. Tennessee time.
Yeah.
This will be available midnight Eastern time.
Yeah.
Monday, August 19th. Is that right? The 19th? Is that?
Hell, I ain't got no calendar in here. You got one of them phones with everything on it.
I turned it off. What if somebody starts wanting that dick real hard?
All right.
And my phone blows up.
Hey.
I can't. I gotta keep it. I gotta have two separate compartments, Jackie. There's work, which is what I consider this, and then there's throwing that dick to people.
Hey, I'm not gonna sit. Don't start it out with the language. I ain't gonna listen to it.
Well, you asked me why I didn't have my phone on.
I did. I said you had. I didn't ask you why it wasn't on. I said you had one. That's all I said. You got a phone with all that stuff on it.
It's funny how you can go a couple days and not hear from anybody, and then it's just like women get this dick need.
Hey,
disease.
I ain't gonna sit here and start off this way. I'll walk out of here. You gonna run the mouth like that? I ain't gonna listen to it. Don't nobody think you better for talking that way. Everybody thinks less of you. I believe that to be true. You got to use that kind. No, you got to use that kind of language, make people think you a big shot or whatever else. Don't nobody want to hear it.
I'm telling people the truth. This is documentary. I'm letting people know what it's like to be done like.
Don't no one want to know what it's like to have that phone of yours.
This phone has seen some amazing times, Jackie. It's taken some amazing pictures. It's sent some steamy text.
I know phones do all sorts of stuff that people don't need to be doing. That's the reason, of course, everybody got to go have one.
Also,
that's what
Crush.
This day and age is. Everybody using words, they think everybody makes it cool to sound, and they got a phone that does all sorts of stuff that don't need to be doing. Nobody needs to be doing half that stuff, what you just said. Well, on the phone.
What are you supposed to do? A phone is a computer today. It ain't just a phone.
It's a phone.
You have phone up on a pedestal, like you Alexander Graham Bell times. Like it used to be, like, oh, the phone was important. You had to have a phone in your house, and it had a cord that went to the fire department.
I got a phone at the store and a phone at the house. I don't need to have one in my pocket on me all the damn time.
You live in the past.
Well,
who has a phone at their house?
Well, I
You
do.
sound like a caveman.
Well, all these newfangled phones, I don't see anything good coming of it. People kill themselves. Little girls, children kill themselves over people saying bad stuff to them on their phone, computer, everything else. That's what people use. Look at all this fancy astronaut kind of stuff your phone can do, and people use it for the worst stuff you could use it for.
Well, people are still people.
Well, yeah.
They ain't gonna make people great.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't
Just
need
have a
all that.
fancy
That's just people are gonna be awful to one another no matter what. So let's make it easier for everybody out there to be awful to one another. Here, use this.
That could be
Used
anything.
to be you had to get in the car, drive over somebody's house, knock on the door. If they ain't home, sit there and wait. Then they get home, and you get up off the porch, and you say your piece to the face. Nowadays, you just get on the phone and type it in, whatever it is, show them whatever kind of picture, this or that. Pitiful.
You can make a delicious chicken dinner, Jackie, with dumplings and green beans, and make a big pitcher of iced tea, and be like, this is going to be the best meal anybody's ever eaten. And somebody could use that to beat you over the head with it, kill you, take your money.
That ain't got nothing to do with a phone.
Ejaculate all over your bedroom.
Hey,
And anything good can be used to make people worse.
Oh, hell.
But that don't mean we need to stop making good things. Look at it like that.
Well, it ain't good to me. I ain't got no use for it. And I don't see much good come out of any of it for anybody.
Well, you'll be dead soon, so what you think really doesn't matter.
I guess you got a point there. Y'all go on.
So, for the week of August 19th, 2013, this is the Red State Update podcast. Coming to you over your phone.
Yeah.
A real phone. Not the kind of old person phone Jackie has.
I wouldn't sit on the phone listen to this for nothing. Call me up for an hour, however long somebody listened. I wouldn't listen to it on the phone to my ear. Wouldn't do it.
Is that how you think they used to do podcasts? People
I
would call you up?
I never knew what this was till you got me in here on it. I don't see no use for it. People won't listen to it. Good for them. I don't know why you'd sit on the phone. You got nothing better to do. Hold the phone up to your ear and listen to this. Something wrong with you.
Your idea of how the modern world works is confused.
Well,
irritating.
It's confusing to me. It irritates me.
Would you rather live in a world without podcasts?
It wouldn't make no difference to me. I wouldn't. Unless I guess I'd have more free time.
You spend an hour a week doing this. What are you going to do in that hour?
I'd be home by now watching something on TV.
TV, that's worse, 100 times worse than a phone. Done much
don't
worse.
Nobody call you on the TV. You sitting there watching a show, somebody call in the middle of it. That ain't how it works.
Phone is TV now.
Well, I don't want my phone on my TV, and I don't want my TV on the phone.
You can be watching TV on a phone and somebody does call you. That's exactly what happens.
Why would anybody want that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
It's cool, though, right? Watch TV on your phone.
I ain't going to watch nothing on my phone. Phone is for talking, not for reading or looking.
You think you know everything.
I don't know everything. I just know what I know.
People used to, Green Acres, climb up on a telephone.
That's right.
They wanted to make a call so bad they had to get some exercise in.
Yep.
You want to live back in that world? You want to live in a world?
Wouldn't hurt. None of these youngins got things hanging out of their ears, climb up on a pole every now and then.
Oh, sure. Let's all move to Green Acres world with stupid pigs running around and one of the Gabor sisters and that dude who's like, I'll buy this tractor.
Well,
you want to live in that world?
I wouldn't mind it compared to this one. I'll trade it.
You basically do live in that world.
I'll trade it.
Except you ain't got a cute pig.
I wouldn't have one.
You wouldn't have a pig?
Not unless there's a farm out there. He was crazy on Green Acre talking to it, let it in the house, had a name, everything for it.
He didn't know how to do a pig.
What do you mean didn't know how to do it?
He's from the city. He didn't know pigs go outside.
No, not him. The one that Arnold the pig. He didn't own it.
All right, who owned the pig?
I
then?
can't remember his name. Crazy though. He just talked to it, treat it like a person.
But the pig seemed like it had free reign of the Douglas's house. It would just come and
It
go.
went wherever the other guy went. Arnold come over and just do what he wants to. I wouldn't have a pig like that.
But
no.
you're right. The whole town indulged that pig.
That man, it wasn't a pig. The pig ain't got no opinion on it one way or the other.
Well, that
it's
pig,
a man. They were nice to whoever owned it, treated the pig that way. I said, if that's how it's going to be.
That was a smart pig, though.
As soon as that pig come in my property and do his business, he wouldn't be back in there anymore. So I don't know how well he had that pig trained or not.
That pig took advantage of the situation, if you ask me.
Well, any animal would.
That's why Green Acres is not realistic, because people indulge in small towns. You indulge a crazy person in a town, but not up to the point where you let a pig in your house.
No.
That shows bullshit.
Well, it's fun. It's a TV show. It ain't like real life. It's funny.
No, it ain't no Andy Griffith show.
No, hell. It don't even come close to that.
They was a pig doing that on Andy Griffith.
Well, Barney would have either shot it out of anger, trying to get it out of somebody's house, or Andy just go over and say, you can't have that. That shit ordinance.
That'd be what. You need to keep that pig on a leash.
That'd be the end of it, yeah.
Or wind up in Aunt Bee's oven with an apple in its mouth for Hawaiian night. Did she do themed cooking? Like, oh, I thought I'd try a Hawaiian pig, Andy. Oh.
She's a good cook. She make whatever she wanted, yeah.
So, Jackie, moving on to current events.
Yeah.
You see that rodeo clown?
Everybody mad. All this bad publicity or good publicity, whichever you see about it, I'll say this. I'm just glad to have rodeo in the news again.
That doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't. So I'll take whatever I can get. I just like to see some good roping and riding. I always like a rodeo as a little boy. I still like it. I don't get out and see it, like I used to. You'd go see it.
No, they don't. Do they even still come around?
Yeah, not like it used to be, no. Not around here, yeah.
Well, around here they may.
They got walking horses, things like that. Go see it. But, I don't like sitting there.
At the zoo?
Not the zoo. No, they have walking horse show, things like that. They just trot the horses around. But that ain't exciting to me, personally. Good-looking horse. Nothing like that, but I can look at it in a painting or a picture. But the horse roping and driving and catching the cows and the bulls, all that, that's exciting. That's a good show. That's my personal opinion on that.
Do you sit around and look at pictures of horses a lot?
I have in the past, yeah.
Because I've seen you, I come in your house, just unexpected, drop in, kind of like that pig on Green Acres. Hey, Jackie, what are you doing? You just be sitting there. Remember at one time in the living room, which y'all don't use much, you still got your Christmas tree up in there.
It's got a sheet over it. It ain't Christmas time when you throw a sheet over it. When Christmas come around, just pull the sheet off. It's already up there.
But you was in that living room, and you had all your Louis L'Amour books spread out on the floor.
There's horses on just about every cover.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I said, what are you doing? You said, I read all these, now I'm making up my own story.
Well,
Based on the cover art.
I thought at one time you just take a little bit of this one. I was cutting out pages and this and that, just figure out how to put it together, make a new story. I never did finish that. But that was something I was doing that day, yeah.
Why the hell would you do?
Because you just said it. I read all of them. And, Louis L'Amour passed on. We ain't going to get no more new Louis L'Amour books. Rest of the show. But so I thought, just take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Put together like the best Louis L'Amour book ever written.
So were you just the covers, or you cutting?
No, the insides of it, too, what you read.
Like a serial killer?
What do you mean like a serial killer? They ain't got nothing to do with no serial killing.
Like a ransom note?
No, it's you. No, you take the whole parts, not just the letters. I like this part of the book right here. I'm going to tear this part out, save it right here. And this part in this book here is a good one. I'll rip that part out, and then you try to figure out how to put it all together. Like I said, didn't work out the way I wanted to. It just my thinking got ahead of me on that one, but it's something I did.
So that's what you'd be doing with this hour a week if you weren't doing this podcast.
That's something I might be doing, yeah.
That's what an insane person does. That's why they don't have books in asylums, because they rip them out, rip the pages out, try to make new stories out of it.
I had them all in paperback. I'll buy them all again. Plus, I knew when I got done, it didn't work out like I thought I was going to. I knew where to put the pages back into. I knew which book, put them all back on the shelf.
Is that when you started trying to make your own comic book, when you was painting them?
I never was trying to make no comic book. Hell,
you were doing those paintings of cowboys and horses, and they had word balloons. So
it wasn't like it's supposed to go together. It was just whatever they were saying. You'd have two cowboys on a horse. One say, "It's good, nice evening, ain't it?" And he say, "Yes, sir." I just thought I was sitting there painting them. I just said, what would be coming out of their mouths? I just cursed. And
I just thought you're right. There wasn't much of a story to it.
No, ain't no story.
Wasn't heavy on plot. But there was one night where you'd be like the one guy on a horse said, look out for that Indian. And then the other guy said, oh, I took care of that.
Yeah. He took care of it a long time ago. Well, one guy didn't know.
I guess that's really all you need for a story.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
But you weren't planning on putting them together.
They weren't supposed to be like a comic book. They were paintings on their own. Because sometimes, you know how, like you look at every one of those covers of Louis L'Amour books, and every one of them, that's the reason you want to read it. You want to open that book. What are they doing on there? That's how I was when I see a new Louis L'Amour book in the store, like, oh, what's this one about? I mean, you knew it was going to be a Western, but you didn't know all what was going to happen in it.
But every Louis L'Amour cover looks basically the same.
Well, pretty much that's like the paintings I was doing, but what I didn't want is people looking at my paintings and just making up whatever they wanted to.
You wanted to dictate to the viewer.
Well, it's not dictate. It's my damn painting. It's what I'm painting. I want people to look at it and know exactly what's going on.
Some people believe
it's because that Brokeback Mountain movie.
Oh. But
that changed everything.
You afraid that if you painted a picture of two guys on a horse that people would just automatically assume they were in love?
That's the way the world is now.
There ain't nothing wrong with two cowboys being in love.
Well, to each his own, but that's not what I wanted to paint. That's not the kind of thing I paint.
So
no.
You're not saying you're against gay cowboys.
I personally, that's not what I like painting.
Right. You would paint
I
something.
want to make that perfectly clear to whoever was looking at it. That's all. If you want to paint pictures of cowboys doing whatever, you do it. But my paintings, it was plain and simple. That's exactly what it was.
Just that's nothing more, no subtext.
No, sir.
But you know, Jackie, some people believe that when the artist finishes his art and releases it out into the world, that the viewer's interpretation, the audience, what they think, the context they put it in, is more important than the artist's intentions. At that point, the artist has no control over his own work anymore, and it's purely in the hand of the public.
You have already talked more than I ever wanted to listen to about anybody talk about art. Like I said, just trying to simplify it. I paint what I want to paint. I don't want nobody thinking on it in a way that people think nowadays, so I just made it clear what they was doing.
You can say you made it clear, but I could take that painting where you're like, it's a nice evening tonight, ain't it? And the other one goes, yes, sir. I could hang out on my wall, and I could look at it, and I could say, well, it's a nice evening because they just got done making out.
All right.
And when he says, yes, sir, that's like his pet name for the other
All
one.
right.
I mean, you can't tell me at that point you can say what you had in mind, but to me, that's a painting of gay cowboys. Every painting you ever painted of a cowboy, I could look at it and say, every single one of them's gay.
All right, fine. You think that. You ain't going to look at them no more. I'm putting them up.
As far as I'm concerned, you got a living room full of gay cowboy paintings.
Fine. You
and a
think
Christmas
what you want.
tree with a sheet on it.
Last time you ever look at one of my cowboy paintings.
Well, that living room smells, so that's fine with me. Why don't you change the
hell.
carpet once every 4 years?
Why don't you change your grandmother's basement? Fumigate that out.
Smoke stains.
Yeah.
Just air ceiling yeller.
Well,
so the rodeo this week, Jackie, the racist accusations, I should say, alleged racism by a rodeo clown.
well, everybody's up in arms over this, hollering about it one way or the other. And like I said, I'm just glad people talking about rodeo in general. And if it takes somebody in an Obama mask to get people back to rodeos, to enjoy what a rodeo is, being a cowboy, this and this, in the right ways, then I'm all for it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people say that it's racist, and then on the other side, people are saying it's not racist, it's just satire.
Look, just because racists think something's funny, don't mean you can't think it's funny too.
Yeah, but Jackie, what if racists think it's funny, and you're in a giant barn-like auditorium full of racists who think it's funny, and then the bull tramples Obama and everybody yells, "Get that N-word, bull!" And the smell of manure hangs in the air.
And that's eating out. You just race baiting now.
I'm race baiting. He put on an Obama mask and let a bull kick him in the nuts.
Oh, hell, the real victim in all this is a bull.
The bull? How's the bull a victim?
What? Well, you mean how he's a victim? They gonna do to this bull exactly what they did to Paula Dean.
Paula Dean lost endorsement deal.
Well, he already lost his endorsement deal with Snorties.
What the hell is Snorties?
Oh, hell, you ain't gonna know. It's a bull store.
Hey, a bull store?
Yeah.
Where bulls shop?
Not bull shop, people. You know, like Morris the cat, same thing. The cat didn't run the cat food company, but he's on the thing.
So Snorties is a place for people who own bulls to get bull supplies?
You don't own no bull.
No, I don't. I live in 2013. Why would I own a bull?
Well, there's things you need for a bull, I tell you that. You need a ring for its nose. You need all sorts of things. All sorts of things you need.
You need a ring for it? Is this a Bugs Bunny cartoon? Who puts a ring?
Not every bull. Some of them. There's all
fancy bulls.
The point I'm saying is there's a lot of different accessories.
And you get them all at Snorties.
Snorties is a place to go. If you have all different kinds of livestock, sure, you can go different places. But if you just strictly got bulls, you go to Snorties.
They specialize.
That's what it is.
Is that there's a Snorties at
there's one down
Opry
at Opry Mills. That's by say him. What you think it was?
I didn't. I never gave it a thought. Snorties. It didn't sound like anything I wanted to go into.
Yeah, it's been the Opry Mills. There's other locations too. The big one's Opry Mills. Yeah.
Right by the Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
You can go get you a boat and a ring for your bull's nose at Snorties. Yeah. So this bull lost his endorsement deal with Snort. I didn't even think they'd implicated the bull, but I guess this is what makes conservatives so mad.
They got pictures, everything else. You know, it just the bull running after Obama. He didn't know no better.
He did cheer that crowd up, though.
Well, that's why bulls are in the rodeo. To make people take minds off. See, that's one thing I wouldn't want Obama. Remind me what the real world's like. I go to the rodeo. I want to, that's an escape, like it used to be old time. That's what I like right here. And then somebody got to put on an Obama mask.
Ruin everything.
But,
satire.
Well, see, I don't like satire anyway. But if you're going to have satire, which is the worst thing on earth, if you're going to have it, might as well involve it in the rodeo. I'll take it that way.
Like a spoonful of rodeo helps satire go down.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, a lot of conservatives, they say you can't make fun of the president at all. They say they're not being racist, but it's just hard to tell when you're at a rodeo. And racists are an easy laugh too. I mean, if you know you got a crowd full of racists, easiest gig you're ever gonna get. If you get desperate and you got a room full of racists, you know exactly how to get them back on your side.
Well, you know what joke to tell, yeah.
Yeah. And we could just sell out, Jackie. If we were racist, people look at our picture and they go, look at these racists. If we were racist, we could sell out, just tour all the famous racist venues.
Hell.
Just go to rodeos, Klan rallies, Paula Dean's restaurant, Branson.
Well, yeah.
We get George Zimmerman to open up for us.
What? George Zimmerman open up for us?
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I don't know. I don't know if I want to follow George Zimmerman in front of a bunch of racists.
No, he's got a hell of an act, but it's tough to follow.
Yeah.
And you sure as fuck don't want George Zimmerman following you.
Oh, hell no. Watch your language, though. I ain't going to listen to that. Hang on.
Jackie, we just got to come to accept the fact that they are large chunks of Americans, sadly, who are going to be entertained by a black man getting stomped on by a bull.
Well, not just any black man. That's the point. It's President black man. It's black man telling white people what to do.
So them same people laughing at a bull gets Obama if instead of Obama, if it was Hoke from Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, no, they wouldn't. No. They ain't going to do that. No, they'd be yelling, hell, somebody, get him out of here. Somebody help Hoke,
Help Hoke.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to see that.
So you're saying it ain't it's not that they may be a little racist, but because he is the president, that they can get away with. Well, then racists should be glad Obama's president, or they wouldn't get to laugh at a bull attacking a black man at all.
That's true. I didn't think about it that way.
Because you couldn't, in this day and age, even a racist They couldn't just put a regular black guy mask.
It can't be just you,
and then
throw him
laugh
in there
when
and
a
laugh.
bull gets him.
No, that's terrible right there.
Not even at a rodeo.
No.
But with the president, you're like, oh, get him. I hate his policies.
Well, Hulk, if you had old Hulk out there driving Miss Daisy Hulk, they think, he's just old, too. You don't want to see that.
That's true. Obama's young, a lot younger than Hulk.
That makes a difference there, regardless of color,
but
age.
If it was like is there another black person you could have a mask of that racists could say, get him, but then they could hide behind the fact of.
You get a bunch of liberals together and put somebody take him down to the dog races and put a Michael Vick mask on somebody and let them dogs at him. You wouldn't hear no.
People say, "Oh, you're racist," but they say, "No, he was just mean."
He was mean to dogs. Dogs just getting back with
If you let the dogs at a dog race loose, are they just going to start attacking people?
Who knows what those things do? Great Dane's crazy as hell.
Great, is that what they have in dog races? I've never been to a dog race.
Greyhound, not Great Dane is Marmaduke. They don't run. He just big.
He just lays
Greyhound fast. Those little skinny dogs. Those heads smaller than your hand. Ain't no kind of brain in there.
Marmaduke eat one of them.
Yeah. They can eat them all as far as I'm concerned. Them little greyhound. I love a dog now. I don't mean to be.
But you're prejudiced against certain kinds of dogs?
Wouldn't have one. Those little they crazy. They ain't nothing going on. They just set them loose. That's about all they're good for is chasing whatever they run after in them races.
You could put a Chris Brown mask on somebody and then have a bunch of like Rihanna's get him.
Who?
People cheer that. Chris Brown, Rihanna?
I don't
know.
They're black?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That wouldn't play at a rodeo either.
No.
But conservatives say now we're at a point where you can't make fun of Obama at all. And by making fun, we mean getting gored by a bull. They say, oh, dear leader, like they'll send the NSA to spy on you. If they check your email, if you get a joke about Obama and you giggle at it, the handcuffs come out of the computer.
Well.
I mean, satire, I don't like the fact, I'm not going to sit here and argue that a bunch of people at a rodeo ain't racist. I ain't going to do it.
Well, obviously they all weren't, because then how to get out?
Oh, there's always.
There's people there that took pictures.
That's what happened to the Klan. There was always one or two that felt guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, good. That's
or
good.
that guy from the Tennessean infiltrate them.
All right. That was a big story.
Yeah, it's big.
Hard to look at the Tennessean today.
Yeah.
It's weird size and think they used to do investigative journalism.
They did real work back in the day, yeah.
Now it's just, I don't even, it's hard to hold. It feels like a baby newspaper.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It looked like, again, like one of them things in Kroger's got cars in it. A leaflet.
The one thing I don't like about this, though, is that you should be able to put a mask of the president on somebody, have them get kicked around by a bull, and enjoy that. Americans are supposed to hate the president. That is
Yeah, you got to, no matter who it is, somebody going to hate him, period.
I don't know if we've lost that because of racists or because of Obama. I don't know who to blame. But there was a day and a time when you could put a Carter mask on somebody or a Reagan mask, and there'd be a few partisan people at that rodeo go, I like him too much to enjoy this. But 80-90% would enjoy watching a bull kick the shit out of Reagan, Carter, Nixon.
Well, see what they messed up. That's what they should have done at the rodeo. They gave it equal time, see, because they just had Obama out there. Now, see, if at the front part of the rodeo it was Obama and people, have a good time or just get mad about it, and then later in the rodeo, get somebody, a rodeo clown, like, say, have a Hillary Clinton mask on.
Oh, I see.
See?
Sexist.
So, yeah, so it'd be, switch it up, white, black.
Like at 7-Eleven when they had the Romney cups and the Obama cups, and they could tell who. Nate Silver rigged the 7-Eleven cups up so he could tell who's going to win the election by who bought a cup of coffee with Romney on it, who bought a Obama cup.
Yeah.
And it'd be like the same thing at rodeo. Nate Silver should start studying rodeos.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can learn at a rodeo, politics aside.
He ain't going to go to no rodeo.
No, he ain't going.
Smothers Brothers, didn't they get in trouble for some rodeo sketch?
Well,
put on Nixon mask and bull comes, kicks that stand-up bass.
I barely remember them. I never did like him. I'm glad that show wasn't on too long.
Well, if they was a rodeo clown show, they'd be getting the Smothers Brothers treatment right now because of all this. So, to wrap up, are rodeos racist?
Are the racists just like rodeos?
Who's to say?
I don't know.
The answer is...
Look, I'm going to say this right now. Now, I ain't got a racist bone in my body. I like everybody equal. I like everybody just fine. And I love a rodeo. Just want to get that there right now.
Hey, are there a lot of black rodeo stars?
None that I can name personally, but sure, there's some black roping riders, yeah.
Cowboy Troy?
Well, I don't think
He's a real cowboy.
Well, I don't doubt that. I just he ain't in the rodeo. He ain't got time for that. He's doing better on his own, singing, dancing, whatever it is he does.
Did you ever paint Cowboy Troy?
No, he ain't on. There ain't no Cowboy Troy Louis L'Amour books.
They should be. He should look into that.
If Louis L'Amour was still alive, I'm sure they'd get together, collaborate. I'd be the first one to read it.
I hope that bull makes it out of this. I mean, if Paula Dean gets a second act, I'm sure that bull, the Snorties will take him back.
I hope so.
It ain't the bull's fault.
You watch, there'll be people. You could go up to Opera Mills tomorrow, there'll be somebody out front with a sign. Pitiful.
I read that same dude who brought Ted Nugent to the State of the Union?
Yeah.
He wants to bring the rodeo clown up to something.
That'd be funny, with the mask on, yeah.
People, I don't think he wants the mask on. Is that rodeo clown? Was he even making a political statement? See, here's the thing. This is the problem.
Rodeo clown wasn't making no statement. Clown don't know no better. I know rodeo clowns, and they ain't got a lick of sense in the head. God bless them for the work that they do, but they just ain't the brightest people in the world. Somebody walk up that road, put this on, and that, he didn't know what he's wearing probably.
You think a boxer gets a little loopy after a few bouts in the ring, you get stepped on by a bull?
Oh, they ain't much left of you.
You ain't gonna know where your car is in the parking lot. You're gonna
I
have
know,
to get a security guard.
If you come in the store here, they ain't.
So you don't think he was? You think somebody put him up to it?
They don't know. Of course, I ain't saying who did what, but it ain't no rodeo clown wouldn't have been able to put the thought process together to say, like, satire. See, that's what I don't like about satire anyway. Satire implies you got to be smart to like it or this or that.
I like jokes that you can be brain damaged and enjoy
funny.
Just as much.
Exactly. Out of Three Stooges, you can be smart as whip, laugh at it. You ain't got a lick of sense, you can laugh at it. That's what I like right there.
Bringing people together.
Yeah.
Not dividing them.
Not dividing it, because satire's always going to make somebody mad. Either somebody ain't smart enough that gets mad because they can't figure it out, and I'll be honest.
You shouldn't eat a baby.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or they smart enough to figure it out and get what you mean and disagree with it.
Yep.
And say, fire that bull.
Yeah. So you got three right there off the bat that are going to have a different opinion on it. Either you don't like it, can't figure it out, or you like it.
So you think the rodeo clown, either somebody put him up to it or he just saw an Obama mask and without realizing the racial tensions that are plaguing this country today, he was just like, that's the president. And he put that mask on.
Yeah.
And then the crowd took it upon themselves to react with glee that could possibly be because president getting hit by a bull is funny.
It is funny. Now, if that really, let's be honest here, if that happened in real life and Obama walked away from it, I don't want nobody in the hospital.
He was fine.
He turned okay, but you still saw a bull up into him, flip him around in the air. Everybody likes to see that. Now, come on.
It'd be funny if it
It'd
happened to
be
Bush.
funny. We'd all laugh at it. Yeah.
If Bush got attacked by a bull and he walked away from it, everybody'd think that's the coolest thing.
Everybody be talking about that.
That'd be the coolest shit ever happened.
Yeah.
But see, you can't tell a crowd's intentions.
No.
They may think it's funny. They may think it's cool. Oh, he walked away and everything's fine. Or they could think it's cool because they're racist and they like seeing a bull get the upper hand.
Yeah. I mean, can't. There's a mass of people out there in the audience. You don't know. You can't. But you got to keep doing what you're doing. You can't. If
you're a rodeo clown and you
got to do what's popular. you know, what
Well,
they tell
you
you
can't
to
do racist stuff if racist stuff is popular.
Well, no, that's the point. I guess it ain't popular because he tried it out.
Right.
And everybody's.
Snorty's got up in arms.
Yeah.
Crowds, man, you don't know what they're going to do. Like here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, our hometown.
Yeah.
Hometown. And this is a real place. A lot of people think that we make up Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but real stuff happens here.
Yes,
real
sir.
news is made here.
Yeah.
And these real places like Little Helen's and Coley's Snack Foods. Like this is all a real look it up on the map. Google map it.
I don't
Tennessee.
need to do any of that.
They hate mosques.
Do not like mosque here. Certain amount of people. There's plenty of people out there that like mosques too.
Sure.
Not all of them Muslim.
But we got this congressman down here. Everybody knows him. Old Scott Desjarlais. Is it French?
Desjarlais.
How would we have a congressman with a name like that?
I don't know if you conservative. I just consider. I mean, you just need like Wayne LaPierre. The two don't go together for
Just
me.
Americanize your name if you're going to get up there and talk about guns.
If that's your job, if that's what you're going to do, you know, people change their names all the time in show business all the time.
And NRA kind of show business.
What was John Wayne's name? Maryland, something.
Yeah,
Marion.
he knew.
He knew.
I ain't going to get up here and act like a tough guy with this stupid name.
Yeah.
Get me to the courthouse.
Changed it. Just to go with your job.
So, Scott Desjarlais say...
you know, I say this right now. If Obama had maybe done that years and years ago, it'd still be bad, but maybe not so much.
Like if Obama had changed his name.
Like they wouldn't have wore him out with that Obama Hussein over and over again like it did.
Well, you shouldn't have to change your name.
I'm not saying that.
We're just saying...
You just said change your name if you're going to be...
Well, sure, if you're going to do
NRA,
guns or if you're going to
represent
represent Murfreesboro. But if you're
be,
just the president and you're
president,
a Democrat, I don't know that you need to change your name.
I guess not. I'm just saying, I didn't say he should have done it, but, you know, that's just one less thing they would have said about him. So that's all I'm saying.
What would be a good other name for him?
Hell, I don't know.
Bob?
Maybe, I don't know.
Trask.
Yeah.
Frank Reynolds. And then all they do is make jokes about the other Frank Reynolds.
Well, yeah.
But that's better.
Yeah.
So Scott Desjarlais is a congressman here in Murfreesboro. And he just held a town meeting. He's trying to get reelected, running for reelection again. And there was an 11-year-old girl who stood up at this town meeting.
Said they going to deport her daddy.
I don't think she tried to pronounce his
name. Yeah. 11-year-old, I'm up there in age, and I don't, if it's French, hell.
She just cut to the chase. I got papers. My daddy don't. He's going to get deported. What can I do? And old Scott Desjarlais said, law's the law. And liberals are mad because the crowd whooped and hollered. And they said they were cheering a little girl losing her daddy, being shipped back to Mexico to the horrors that await him there.
Yeah. They may have just been cheering the law.
Maybe they like the laws.
They just like it's not a personal.
Not Obamacare laws.
No, not that. Hell, that ain't no kind of law.
I mean, if they'd said Obamacare, they wouldn't have cheered. But
they would not have. No, not that law.
They would have sit on their hand. Probably made a big show with sitting on their hands.
People cheer the laws they like. Always been that way.
Law-abiding citizen doesn't mean you have to like every law.
One of them, no.
Not law-liking citizen, law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, there you go.
So this little girl, the crowd whooped and hollered, and liberals say, they just want, these are supposed to be family values, say the liberals. They want to ship this girl's daddy home.
Well, he had a way he could have, she should have said, the little girl, I want to know what she's doing there. Number one,
why is an 11-year-old girl
do not go to congressman
at a town
hall
meeting?
meeting? They don't do that. They just don't.
No, he's like One Direction going to be there? Maybe.
They ain't going to be
Maybe
there,
they'd
though.
go, but they won't be there. One Direction is not going to be at a Scott DeJarlais town hall meeting.
They're not going to be there.
They got more important things to do.
More than likely, there will be absolutely nothing of interest to any 11-year-old girl at Scott these are town hall meeting.
No, there won't be. Probably if people start bringing up his past, there's stuff you wouldn't want your kid to hear about.
Well, that's true. He's been in the news a bunch here.
There's stuff you probably should protect your children from hearing about. You don't want to just read the biography of your congressman if you live in Murfreesboro to an 11-year-old girl, because you're going to have to answer a lot of questions you do not want to answer.
Yeah.
Let alone where did Daddy go?
Yeah.
That's the least of it.
Well, I mean, it's easy to back to Mexico. You know, there's that answer. But if you ask other questions of him,
you got some explaining.
You got some explaining.
He's
done some
explaining. I don't want the
now.
liberals work for them, always bringing up his past.
Well, he said it, and it's true. He said Jesus has forgiven him.
Jesus will forgive you if you ask him to forgive you.
That's what Jesus does. So when he says that, he's telling the truth.
He is telling the truth.
It's not like he's making up something.
No, he ain't making up.
You
Jesus
do
sit
something
up
bad,
on a throne in heaven and forgave him for all them abortions and affairs.
Yeah.
He's just telling the God's honest truth. But voters may not have forgiven him, but they apparently did because they reelected
him.
And he's running again.
He don't like abortion.
He doesn't like abortion now.
But at the time,
he never said he liked abortion. Sometimes you just get boxed in a corner.
Well,
you got to fight your way out.
That's what people say.
He's saying now, though. He was a doctor back then.
He said that when he come out. He said back in the 90s, people bring this mess up all, I guess, like we do it now. But people running against him, back in the 90s, this is before he was a congressman.
Right.
This is back when he was just a doctor.
Just a dumb old doctor.
He was just a dumb doctor who, he slept with some patients, had some affairs with patients, this and that. And,
I'll fuck his disease right out of you.
Hey! Oh!
Get up on the table. Take your medicine.
All right. I don't want to hear about it. That's what I'm saying.
These are things that allegedly were said.
I mean,
no one alleged that he said take your medicine while he was fucking a patient.
Hey!
I'm just riffing.
This is another reason why an 11-year-old, that's what we're saying, don't need
to. Maybe you should make up a fake imaginary congressman if you live in the Murfreesboro area so that you don't have to explain if your little precious baby daughter sees your congressman on TV talking about, green jobs or government waste, and they go, Mommy, Daddy, who is that bald man?
Yeah.
Then you just say, oh, I don't know who that is, but our congressman is Congressman Cloud Fluffer.
What?
He's magical.
Cloud Fluffer?
He's got a pocket full of jelly beans and a heart that bleeds red, white, and blue. He will get some legislation passed, and when he takes off his hat, there's a rabbit under there whose name is Belly Button.
What are you talking? That ain't good for kids to hear either.
Well, which would you rather hear, Belly Button the rabbit or my wife had 2 abortions?
I don't need to hear either one. For number one, 11-year-old ain't going to ask nothing about no congressman. That's what makes me think this little girl.
You think it was rigged?
Is like old Stacey Campfield.
Do you think it's the same girl?
Well, I don't. This one's Mexican, the other girl black. So it ain't the same girl. We know that. But see, they thought, we going to put him on the spot. We're going to put this little girl. She's going to ask about her daddy. And everybody going to... They knew what they was doing, but see, they did it wrong. You know what his answer's going to be. Everybody knows that. But don't let him give him a chance to clap and holler. She should have said, you're going to deport my daddy. Can I come home and stay with you? Now, see, if they had her say that, wouldn't be no hooting and hollering and clapping, would there?
Why would you send your 11-year-old girl? This man is a monster.
my 11-year-old girl anywhere near him do anything. I'm just talking about what they did. Somebody told that little girl what to say and put her in there.
If there was a disease that swept across the world that only killed doctors, and he was the last one living with a prescription pad, I'd still be leery. As like if she just had the mumps or something, I wouldn't want him injecting her.
Well, not
no offense. I mean, like on the issues, we are 100%.
Well, again, this is back when he was a doctor. He was behaving in this manner. Now he's a congressman, so you shouldn't expect that from him anymore.
You know how doctors are.
Well,
just throwing it to anybody who comes in their office. And we all did a lot of stuff we're embarrassed of in the 90s.
Sure.
You talk to Counting Crows. See what he thinks about
What?
the 90s.
Who?
I mean, he has a lot. I'm sure he's asked Jesus to forgive him for his hair over and over again. And I'm sure Jesus had to think about it.
I don't know who it is talking about, but if he prayed to Jesus, Jesus forgive him.
You should tell him Counting Crows is the damn congressman instead of Scott DesJarlais. No offense. We're not saying. I think there's going to be a Republican primary. I think he's got Republican challengers. I'm sure they're going to throw all sorts of
They'll
mud
be
his
bringing
way.
it up again. That's what to do. That's what politics is.
It's awful.
I don't know when he was just a doctor. Now, he got into a little bit of trouble for doing that because doctors, as you know, most people know, ain't supposed to be doing dirty stuff with the patients outside of fixing them.
And he got fined for it.
He did get fined, and he paid that fine, so he legally he's done everything he's supposed to do. So I don't know why they keep bringing it up. He paid what was it?
$500.
$500 for having affairs, whatever you want to call
and
it.
to a doctor congressman, I mean, well, $500. I mean, to a doctor, but to a congressman, $500 is probably a lot of money. Well, I don't know what he does for his real job.
In Murfreesboro, yeah.
$500 go a long way. You know how much long it take me to spend $500 at Toots? Like a whole, like if I got there at 5, it'd probably be gone by like 1.
Yeah.
But I'm always sticking money in there.
All
Shorts.
right.
Skirts.
I don't want to hear it.
I was getting it mixed up with Hooters. That's weird. Why would I get Toots mixed up with Hooters? Toots is a restaurant in Murfreesboro if you're ever passing through.
It's supposed to be like Hooters, except it ain't like it because the women don't dress as like I don't go to either one.
Why, you ashamed?
I ain't ashamed. I just don't like the food there, and it makes me feel awkward. Woman with hardly any clothes on trying to get me food.
Where you go when you want fried pickle chips?
I send somebody down to Toots to get it for me.
Where you go when you want to look at a college girl's
Toots,
tits?
I don't mind. I'll go into Toots. I don't mind there. That's what I'm saying. They just got they do the hula hoop on the bar. You know, everybody having a good time. And they ain't in skimpy as ain't been there in a while, but they ain't got clothes as skimpy as old Hooters does. Yeah. Everybody knows what Hooters is for. Everybody knows what that is.
Especially Scott DesJarlais.
Well, yeah.
Hey.
When he was a doctor, quit you just like the rest of them.
When he was a doctor, he went to Hooters. When he became a congressman, he smartened up and was like, nope, not for me.
Yeah.
He changed his ways. This is a new Scott DesJarlais we're talking about.
I'd be careful wherever restaurant I went to. I wouldn't want nobody to know back in the kitchen after what he did to that little girl.
Oh, yeah, he should change his name.
Yeah.
But all he said was the law's the law. And in a crowd, this is what I'm saying, you don't know how crowds going to react. I mean, at a Tea Party town meeting, you kind of
know what you're getting into, yeah.
I wish, but there's no way you can't have a town hall meeting and then tell people just to shut up.
No, we can't do that.
You can't use them as props.
No,
you can
sir.
use little girls as props.
Yeah, well, somebody
use grown people.
It ain't come out who that little girl was. I told you look it up and see who put her up to that, but nobody knows, so probably gonna come out.
I'd start looking at the little girl who followed Stacey Campfield around.
And she probably knows this other little girl. They're probably friends, cahoots, in it together.
Maybe there's community organizers have maybe what people have been saying about Obama's right all along. He's got the schools. He's got the school girls.
And doctrine.
Wearing their brown shirts, and like every 11-year-old girl in Tennessee, at least, apparently, is just chomping at the bit to get to a town hall meeting to put a Republican elected official on the spot.
Yep.
So maybe it ain't doctors and congressmen like Scott DesJarlais that you shouldn't trust. Maybe it's them 11-year-old girls. Maybe they're the ones who want to destroy America.
Well, they showing up places they ain't got no business being.
Following people around, asking them embarrassing questions.
And having parents that ain't legal.
Yeah, where did she get off?
I don't know. Expecting.
Is it our fault?
Her dad is one that's illegal, and she wants a break.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know if she wants a break. I don't think she said, she was just like, what, should I help?
What to do? Can I help him? Well,
Yeah.
there ain't nothing. Well, yeah.
Nothing you can do.
She went to the wrong person to ask. I'll say that right off the bat.
Don't ask them at a Tea Party crowd. You got to ask somebody who's worried about a national election, and then they might throw you a bone. If you like, congressmen are not going to help your deported daddy.
They ain't going to help much of anything. I'll say it right now.
If you are a Tea Party congressman, your concern is not with a little girl's daddy getting sent back to Mexico. Your concern is about your ass getting sent back to the car dealership or wherever you work if you don't please these Tea Party. Now, if you a senator or something and you got to worry about a big like statewide election or a national election, then maybe you might think a little bit about deported daddies.
Be ready for that, yeah.
But she was, she was nervous. Maybe she didn't even mean to ask it. Maybe she was going to ask a question about fracking.
Yeah.
And her nerves just got the better of her.
11-year-old don't know what fracking is.
I don't know what fracking is.
I don't know either. Something that makes a man. That's all I know.
So, I hope we didn't. Do you think we was too rough on Scott DesJarlais?
We just talked about his past. Is all. He's done it himself. Like he said, if Jesus is good, if he's good enough for Jesus to forgive, he's all right for me as far as I'm concerned. And he's not in a situation where he can take advantage anymore. He's not a doctor no more, right?
I hope not.
Is he still a doctor? He's a
congressman.
congressman.
I don't know. Surely he ain't still a doctor. Is he?
He paid $500. They may let him be a doctor again. I don't know.
We may need. Okay,
I'm saying if he can be a doctor again, let's all vote for him. Keep him a congressman.
Yeah, exactly. Keep him out of the damn.
Just not that he would do anything, but just temptation in general.
Obamacare's going to be bad enough. We don't need him making it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be so frustrated, Dr. DesJarlais, having to deal with Obamacare. He's got to put that frustration somewhere.
Hey, don't say it. I don't want to hear it.
And, if it turns out he's wrong about deporting the daddy, if that's not the Christian thing to do, if the Tea Party position turns out to be something Jesus is against, he's already opened up a dialogue with Jesus about all the affairs and abortion. So he can just say, also, can you forgive me for what happened to that little girl at the town hall meeting and for deporting all the illegal aliens if it turns out that's not what we're supposed to do? And Jesus is going to say, well, I'll just throw that one on the pile, I guess.
If that one ain't near as bad as, the abortions, I'll say that.
You think abortion is worse than deporting daddies?
And me personally, yeah.
It's hard to say. Deporting daddies. Well, if you get aborted, you know what? Let's just stop. Let's stop with the abortion.
I don't particularly like talking about it. It's the subject matter. When you talk about this fella, that's going to come up.
Pretty much, you see Scott DesJarlais now, you think abortion, affairs.
Yeah. Doctor. Used to be
a doctor, and the little girl crying.
Yeah.
And a throng of people cheering.
Yeah, he'll get reelected.
Which he did not cheer. He just kind of sat there.
He just took it. He basked in it. You're supposed to enjoy if the audience, that's the same as rodeo clown, like you said,
Rodeo clown don't know.
I don't think personally rodeo clown knew better, but that may have been the biggest chair he got all year. What are you going to do? I'm wrong. No, you're going to enjoy it. Live it up. That's your moment to shine. That's your moment in the spotlight. Rodeo clown, desire legs.
Well, I hope he enjoyed it.
It's on, both of them on camera and go back and watch it over and over again.
Watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. remember that moment.
That was the best night of my life.
It might have been.
That was Rodeo Clown Night.
Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't talk like that, Well, let's do a sponsor here, wrap this thing up.
Sponsor time.
Sponsor, yeah. I tell you, I got a good sponsor this week. It's not a local sponsor. It's a little out, but it's 30 miles out, not too far away. It's Opera Mills. Everybody knows Opera Mills. Fine
Used to be
establishment.
Opryland.
Used to be years ago. Used to be Opryland to ride rides.
Now it's a mall.
Now it's a mall. Yeah, it makes more sense if you think about it. Yeah,
changing times.
Well, yeah. Well, people realize they need to get on with their life, buy what they need to get on, do what they're doing instead of going riding the ride hell.
Stand in a damn line for. Well, you didn't have. Did you ever even go to Opryland?
Oh, years ago, back in the 70s, I remember it. Yeah.
Well, it was fun. You go sit on a ride, check out the girls in shorts, stand in line.
Oh, right. I don't.
What was that one with the clock? Kronos? Was that what it was called?
I don't know what
was that called. Bedlam? I don't know.
I never got in old big rides. I'd like a thing. It'd take you from one end to the other up in the sky.
That's what you rode.
I rode that, and I like that building is crooked, sideways, whatever.
Oh, yeah, man. We'd sneak in some booze.
What?
Get drunk as hell. Oh, man.
What was it? I don't remember the name. Crooked building's what I called it. I always like it in there. You're about to lose your balance. Have a pool table ball roll the wrong way, whatever it was. That's all I remember, but I like Crooked building.
It's pretty good. You go in there fucked up, man.
Hey!
That's a
what?
Good afternoon and get like a lemonade and watch a show.
There wasn't no show in it. You just walk through it.
No, after you get out of Crooked Room.
I'll go on the showboat.
When the acid kicks in, go see a show.
All right, enough. I'm doing my sponsor. I ain't going to sit here and talk about that's what was. Let's talk about what is now.
That was the 90s.
Well, 90s.
80s.
Yeah. 70s for me, hell. Anyway, got a good sponsor down at Opera Mills. Everybody knows it. Snorties.
Snorties?
Yes, sir. Every kind of bull accessory that you might need for your bull.
It's not a store where bulls go to shop.
No, listen to you. Are you an idiot?
Well, I don't know. Snorties. Why would you call it?
You've seen commercials where they let the bull in a shop. You know what they do.
Well, if you designed a building specifically for bulls to shop in.
What would that's what you put them in a damn fence. No, a bull don't shop and just tear stuff up. Bull crazy. Hell, if you got a bull and you need to get stuff for it, that's what Snorties is. They got rings for the bull's nose. They got branding irons. They got just stuff to keep the bull's coat shiny and new. Everything you need.
Bull shampoo?
Bull shampoo. Horn trimmers, files, whatever. Get them horns good and sharp. Everything.
For the rodeo.
For rodeo, whatever it is you're using a bull for. Some people just, So I remember old man used to have bull, just didn't do nothing with it, just like to have it in there and see somebody try to, how people do, get carrying on, try to jump over the fence, get the bull. Well, this fella, that's all he had that bull for, just waiting for somebody to get in there, let that bull tear it up.
What? Somebody sees a bull and they try to jump over the fence?
When they get to drinking too much of this or that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true.
People,
true.
Just trying to act.
Like, let's get in there with that thing.
That's what they got coming to them as far as I'm concerned. So if you want your bull to...
I remember Mr. Snodgrass with the bull with the sharp horns.
Yeah, he went to Snorties.
That was a mean son of a bitch.
Well, Snorties wasn't at Opera Mills at that time. It was a catalog. You'd order his stuff. But now...
Oh, they got a storefront.
They got a storefront. Go down up. There's a lot of fine bull owners I know in this area. And you need to get that bull looking good and being the best bull it can be. You're going to need to get you some accessories at Snorties.
And they, when they gave you the money for the sponsorship, Jackie, did they ask you to apologize for the actions of its former spokesperson?
They didn't know. That's what they didn't say. No such thing about that. You trying to connect two different things there? No,
I did too. I'd never heard of Snorties before this day when we're talking about the racist bull in the rodeo.
The bull ain't
and now
racist.
Suddenly
See,
they got all this money for advertising.
That's how that gets started. Snorty of Snorty's bulls is the furthest from a racist I've ever seen in a bull. He don't know the difference. Every color's the same to him except red.
Wait a minute, who is Snorty? Is the
That's
bull
the
mascot?
name of the bull in the, I think.
They call the bull Snorty. It's not.
He's got a real name, but when he's working for Snorty, they call him Snorty. Like Morris the cat, the real cat's name wasn't Morris.
So you're saying, let me just get this straight. It's not a person named Snorty.
The bull is named Snorty.
That the bull that gored the Obama rodeo clown,
He plays that
Snorty.
He portrays Snorty.
He portrayed Snorty.
He's
He's
still
out on the
ain't
street.
for sure yet. Don't
They're taking
put that
their
on him
evaluation.
yet. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way it goes. They have to get a new Snorty. I think the one they got's just fine.
Is Snorty gay like Morris the cat?
What?
You watch him old Morris the cat commercial, he's just finicky and always.
What? The bull.
It's a stereotype. Morris may not have been gay, but it's a recognized stereotype, and it just seems like they was playing that up maybe to reach 70s village people, reach that gay audience.
Now look, I understand it's just like Hollywood, everything else. Hollywood, Animal, Benji, Morris, all of them. I used to think they was. Yeah, well, that's what you think. You come from out there, but Snorty's born and bred here in Tennessee.
Right, because there ain't no gay bulls in Tennessee.
Or the bull that portrays Snorty, they said to keep his name out of it for now. I'm sure eventually one of these days going to wind up on every newspaper. I hope that ain't the case. But for now, it is a bull that portrays Snorty. He is not a homosexual as far as I know.
And it wouldn't change your opinion of him one way or another.
Not me personally, no.
You don't
but he
care.
ain't no Hollywood bull. Born and bred here in Tennessee. Bull portrays Snorty. Snorty's a fine establishment.
Well, I guess get on up to Snorty's if you got a bull and you want to spend some money on
every bull. If you got a bull, you need to spend a little money on it every now and then, and there ain't no better place to spend it than Snorty's.
Well, I guess that's a good spot. I didn't even know. I mean, that I like sponsors where you find out, where you learn a little something.
Well, yeah.
That's a place. Well, good for Snorties then, I guess.
Well,
I'm sure they're in the public eye and they don't appreciate.
Well, not for the reasons.
Not the reasons, right? All these. But I got a good sponsor this week, Jackie. It's a new sponsor.
Yeah.
It's Wire Towers Wash Jars.
What?
Wire Towers Wash Jars. They actually are conveniently located next to the dump, and they got a little shop there. And Foreman Wire Tower, he's been.
You talk about that little place at the dump. Got all? No, sure, I don't.
Well, you did. If you need an empty, washed out jar, you won't go to Wire Tower's wash jars.
Well,
you can put stuff in them. You can storage.
I got my own jar. Let me tell you a story about that place, and I don't mean to be talking bad about them.
About
you got
my
them as sponsor, but you do it to mine all the time.
Well, I guess
every sponsor I got, you run down. I'm telling you, I took all my old jars down there and asked him to wash it out, and he told me to stick it where the sun don't shine. So if that's how you want to get treated, I guess go on shop there.
Well, Wire Towers washed jars does not wash out your jars for
Well, they
you.
need to change the name on it. I didn't know Wire Towers' name. It had a
jars.
That's what it says on the sign. I thought they would wash all them old mason jars I got. I got boxes of them back there. They need washing out. I thought I'd go down there and pay them a good price. They'd do it.
No, sir.
They were one night. They were rude about how they told me, too. I'll say that right now.
Well, how would you feel if somebody come in with a box full of filthy old jars and said, wash these out for
That's
me?
their business.
That's insulting.
That's what they do. They wash jars out. My jars ain't good enough for them.
Who knows what filth and pickle juice is laying around them jars.
My jars ain't no dirtier than any jar they find out in the dump.
They don't find them all out in the dump. They dig through some trash cans. They have an army of homeless people helping them out. Sometimes they get on the internet. There's jar sites. There's jar message
So they
boards.
take jars from a homeless person, but I take my jars down there. I run an establishment. I'm a member of this community. Most people know who I am in this town, and they tell me to stick my jars where the sun don't shine. We ain't cleaning your jars. To hell with them. Sorry to say that way.
A washed jar from Wire Towers has so many uses, Jackie. You can put nails in it.
You could put anything in my jars. My jars ain't no different than theirs, except
get
theirs been
off
washed.
Your fat ass and wash your own goddamn jars.
Hey,
out.
what's your language? I ain't got time to wash jars all day.
Oh,
I run a
and
business.
Wire Towers wash jars has nothing better to do than wash your
I
jars
offer
out.
them a reasonable price. That's what they do.
If you walk
That's
into
their
a
job
place-
is to wash jars. They could have washed mine.
Look, if you walk into Wire Towers wash jars, they got a big board up above the counter. And it tells you how much every jar is. If you want, like, they got the dimensions. They say what used to be in it, what you could put in. It's all broken down by price up there. They don't have a price for washing jars. If you walk into a place and you start telling them how much you'll pay them for something they don't do, they're going to look at you like an idiot and tell you to stick them jars up your ass.
Hey, I don't need to hear it twice. The sign on there says wash jars. I took my jars down there. They wash jars they get out of the garbage everywhere else. My jars ain't good enough for
Go
them.
down to the damn do-it-yourself car wash and put the quarters in and wash them out yourself with the rainbow foam.
I thought I wanted to get a professional to do it.
That's what they do. That's how they wash them
Well, that's
out.
what, if they're professionals, they should have washed my damn jars. There wasn't nothing professional about saying take your jars and stick them.
They're
That
not.
ain't no kind of professional way to behave in any kind of business. I don't care what you wash.
Well, you know, Foreman Wire Tower, he's got a little bit of a anger
Well,
issues.
either way,
I mean, that's why he's working next to the dump.
fine, they don't want my business. That's fine.
I'm just saying.
I'll figure out a way to wash my jars my own way.
That's all he's saying.
No,
Or-
that is not what he said. He said,
Even better, throw them old, filthy, gross,
I
sticky
ain't
ass
throwing my
jars
jars
away.
away. I don't
Go
want,
down to
I
wash
don't
jars.
Want his jars. I don't care how well they're washed. I want my jars. I want him to wash my jars as well as he washed his own.
Why would you want some old, dirty jars
That's
of your
mine.
own?
They're my jars. I've had them for I don't know how many years. Big jars, little jars, got all different kinds, just like they do. All he got to do is stick his hand there and wash them. I'd pay him a reasonable price for it.
The world don't work the way you want it to
Well,
all the time,
evidently it
Jackie.
don't.
So that's Wire Towers wash jars. If you want you a good washed jar, go down to see Foreman Wire Tower next to the dump at Wire Towers.
Well,
Don't bring your own jars down there to wash them out.
if you won't be treated like that little girl was or anything else,
Yeah, if you want to get treated like a Mexican soon-to-be orphan at a Scott DeJarlais town hall meeting, bring your own jars to wash jars.
Yeah.
If you want to be treated with some respect, just go down there with a pocket full of money and say, what can I get
that's
for
what
$20?
it takes, I guess, every time money. I offered him money. It didn't like I asked him to do it for free. I said, I offered what I considered to be a reasonable price to get all these jars washed. Hell with him. He got me in a bad mood now.
So,
It's over with. I'm through.
thanks to Snorties and wash jars.
I don't think it from me.
Well, thanks to Snorty from
Well, yeah.
Jackie, the racist bull shop, or Wire Towers where they're rude to you if you bring in your own jars to get washed out. I guess we maybe need to look at getting some different kinds of sponsors.